Here we go. Playing a little phone tag. Now we got him. He is the former Irmo star, Gamecock star, and soon-to-be NFL football player. He is Nick Emmanwori. Appreciate the time. How are you, sir? And appreciate you being with us. How's life been treating you? Are you sleeping much these last few weeks?
Man, life's been good, man. Can't complain. Honestly, life has been good. Super blessed, super thankful. Man, I've been sleeping amazing, honestly. I've been getting this probably the best sleep I've been getting since before I enrolled into college. No college workouts too early. I'm on my own schedule right now, so it's been good.
Yeah. What have these last few weeks since the combine been like for you as you've spoken with individual teams? And look, I could sit here and ask you all those crazy things like what's your favorite type of cereal and all the weird things they might ask you. But in all seriousness, just as you've gone through it, maybe what have you, even in some ways, Nick, kind of learned about yourself as folks have been asking you what you're like?
Yeah, I learned a lot about myself going through this process, just how people view me. What feedback I'm getting from teams and stuff. But every team I've talked to, I talked to the majority of the teams. I've talked to almost every NFL team. But the visits I took went to the Panthers, Falcons, Saints, Seahawks, Bengals, Dolphins, Pittsburgh. So I've been to a couple teams, and they all see me, in a real good light. Think I'm a great player. Has the potential to be all-pro player, a great NFL player. So they're super excited to get me, whatever team gets the chance to have me on their squad. So.
Nick, whenever I think about your South Carolina career, I think about, doing my personal post-game video on the field at Clemson after the game, seeing you and DQ Smith running down the hill, and it seemed like you guys were having the time of your life. Yeah. That was a fun afternoon. But where does that, getting to win at Clemson twice in your career, kind of rank in some of the highs of being a South Carolina Gamecock for you?
Man, for me personally, that's at the top, and that's at the top of everything. Top of my career, top of my list so far. Just being undefeated in Clemson, Death Valley, whatever they call it, but being undefeated there, man, it's awesome because, if you guys remember when I first came into college on National Signing Day, I hit him with a Clemson's on the clock. So, that's kind of like legendary how right when I said that, we haven't beat Clemson in a while. Then that first year I was in school, we beat Clemson for the first time in years. Broke their home win streak or something like that. It was like a 70-something win streak. We broke that streak, and then we beat them again my last year in college. So it's been fun, man. That's at the top of my list for sure.
Yeah. And to be fair, the Carolina defense in the game y'all lost, y'all didn't let Clemson score an offensive touchdown, so that was a pretty good experience.
They didn't score a touchdown. So,
So there was that. Nick Emmanwori with us, the former Gamecock safety. Again, expecting to hear his name called tomorrow night at the first round of the NFL draft in Green Bay. Let me take you back to the Combine because you're not a unique situation when it comes to the Combine, but there are several guys that go up there and maybe don't do as much. Your tape and your stats speak for themselves at Carolina, but you were also someone who absolutely elevated his stock and status when you went to Indy. I'd love to know what the talk was as you went in, and then the confidence you have in yourself to elevate who you are, and clearly it's shown as people do these mock drafts, Nick, that you did make a move in Indianapolis.
Yeah, man, for sure. Going into the draft, going into the combine, pre-combine, I was already seeing my name. Maybe I was hearing late first round, early second. Seeing a couple mocks. I don't really pay attention to the mocks, but I seen one or two mocks where my name was last or last 5 picks. So going into the combine, I was expecting to just handle business there. Honestly, going into it, I was real confident, real sure in my ability. Going into it, I knew exactly what was going to happen as far as testing wise. So I was probably the most confident dude in the building. I remember I was doing my formal visits at the combine, formal visits with the teams and stuff, going in their draft meeting rooms or whatever. But I was telling the coaches I'm finna jump this, I'm finna broad this right here, and I'm finna run this 40. And they were all surprised, there's no way you do that, man. But so I had something out. I had a plan for the combine, and I think I executed it well. My name shot up to the draft. My name skyrocketed on a lot of teams' draft boards after that. And then, plus when you're watching my film, it's just a great thing to see. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nick, I think one thing that this past year that you showed, your ability to pick off passes and take them to the house. I mean, that was, I guess, when you look at the things that stick out on tape, that's definitely one of them. But now that, you're going into your draft day, you're kind of thinking ahead about your future playing in the NFL. Is there a quarterback or a team that you're really excited to get to show your chances or your abilities against?
I really would love to play with or against Lamar Jackson. That's like one of the dudes I kind of like respect the most in the league. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is good. Josh Allen is nice, but Lamar Jackson, like, just his athleticism and he's becoming a better thrower each year he's in the NFL. I want to match up with that athleticism and see how I can hold my own against him. So,
a few more minutes here with former Gamecock Nick Emmanwori. One of the things that a lot of us have talked about when seeing you come out of Irmo and being a local kid and doing what you did at Carolina is your growth and your development. And I know you could probably spend a lot of time on it, but in a nutshell version, just where you saw yourself, in your first spring practice with Clayton White and with the staff to where you are now. Because, I mean, you grew up around here and you know that Carolina, let's face it, Carolina's not always going to have the talent levels of an Ohio State or a Georgia. You're going to have to develop guys, and you have become one of the great examples of development under this coaching staff. To take us through some of those highlights and what you remember to get you where you are now.
Honestly, man, it was just a perfect storm brewing in Columbia, especially at the perfect time where I came through there. I owe a lot of thanks to Coach Beamer, Coach White, and Coach Gray, who had a lot of stuff to do with that, and even the strength staff. They had a lot of stuff to do with my development at South Carolina. Just like you said, Ohio State's probably gonna have better dudes year after year, but at South Carolina, you got to get it out the mud, man. As they say, you got to really grind at South Carolina, put all your chips forward, especially from where I came from. South Carolina was my only Power 5 offer, so I didn't really have, everything how these other 5-star kids had. So I had to really get out the mud. No one really knew my name. Even when I committed to South Carolina, I was kind of under the radar. A lot of people were speculating. I remember a couple of dudes was like, why we keep getting 3-star recruits? He's not going to help us. So I just remember all the stuff back then. But I mean, honestly, man, that's just like you said, at South Carolina, if I was at Georgia or Alabama, it would be no question I'd be a first-round lock. No, no question. No one's questioning anything. No one's thinking about it twice. But at South Carolina, man, you got to get a little different, man. You got to get it out the mud. Got to grind a little harder. So it makes it better knowing I did all that. Coming from where I came from, Irmo High School, 15 minutes up the road, 3-star recruit. Only one Power 5 offered a first-round pick or a potential first-round pick. Man, it's pretty awesome, and shows a lot for what Coach Beamer has done. So.
And going back to your days at Irmo, Nick, I mean, your former coach, Coach Brand, is one of my favorite people to talk to. He's a fantastic interview, and every time I talk to him about you, he speaks very highly. How do you kind of remember that time playing for Coach Brand and being able to do what you did over at Irmo High School?
Man, yeah, like you said, man, Coach Brand, he's a great personality, great coach, man. He has a great voice, man. He can talk. He can make anything sound good,
Yeah.
But playing at Irmo with Coach Brand was a great experience. But he taught me a lot too, man. He just instilled a lot of confidence in me early on, especially none of the offers were really rolling in, but he just knew man, you're a different dude, probably one of the best cats he's ever had a chance to coach. So he used to tell me I'm a different dude all the time. He used to call me Superman. That was kind of my nickname, Superman. So playing for Coach Brand was great, man. I think me playing for Coach Brand and him coming in was also a perfect storm. I think we changed the landscape of Irmo throughout the time I was there. So by the time we left, that was probably the deepest we went into the playoffs for a long time. And then after I left, it kind of set the foundation for the younger guys to see me go, succeed and stuff. So they kind of got a different type of hunger for the younger guys, and that kind of led them to deep playoff runs and just playing for the state championship this past year. So,
Nick, we'll get you out of here on this. What are the Nick Emmanwori draft night plans? What you got going on tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be at Lake Murray, a couple of family, a couple of teammates, and a couple of friends, man, on Lake Murray with the fam, watching it. Just waiting for my name to be called, man, just soaking it all in. It's been a great journey, great ride. Thankful for all the Gamecock fans. Thankful for my time at South Carolina. Thankful for Columbia. I'm going hopefully, going to a whole new city. So be my last real time in Columbia for a while. So.
Well, a lot of people pulling for you, man. And again, tremendous success at Carolina. Congratulations on the career that you had and helping elevate the program. And all the best tomorrow night. We're all pulling for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
All right, Nick. We'll keep in touch. All right. When you get that name called here soon enough, we'll be back in touch and see where you're going next. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Good deal. All right. Appreciate it, Nick. Good stuff.
Yep.
All right. That's Nick Emmanwori.
All I ask is that if he gets drafted in the NFC South, to take it easy on my Saints.
Okay.
That's it.
There you go. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it, buddy. That's Nick Emmanwori. This is the Postgame Show.